Yeah, hope you could write down the definition all by yourself. Now, coming back a little on to how breathing happens in different animals. You would have heard about frog, earthworm, and in all these animals, the respiration happens through the skin. Okay, so since the small holes in the skin help them to take in oxygen, and of course, in insects, the cockroaches and all, which are very familiar to you, there are small little holes alongside the wings and the abdomen of the insect, which helps in breathing. Of course, only in human beings you have a well structured respiratory system, and there are also gills in fishes, which help in the exchange of gases through water. You call them the gill slits. So, there are openings like spiracles in insects, the tracheal holes or the spiracles, which helps in respiration. And in human beings, you have the entire system of starting from nostril, nasal cavity, the windpipe, the trachea, the tracheoles. Then you have the alveoli, the air sacs, the lungs, and of course, this forms the major components of the respiratory system in human beings. So, you all will take a look at the structure of the respiratory system, and remember, breathing is a process that happens between the inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is taking in oxygen, exhalation is giving out carbon dioxide. So, remember the process that breathing is an intermittent process that happens continuously by taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. And breathing rate is the number of times you take in oxygen and you give out carbon dioxide, and also it depends on the kind of exercise, the activity that you do. The breathing rate also increases and decreases depending on the requirement of oxygen that has to be given to the cell, so that the necessary energy is given to you to do the kind of work that you are into. If it is a lighter work, you require a normal minimal energy, then you don't have to be breathing so deeply and taking in oxygen frequently. A normal breathing rate should be enough. But you're exerting yourself and doing a strenuous activity, your body needs more energy, and depending on that, the breathing rate also goes up. But if there is some abnormality in the circulation, in the heart, the pumping the blood, then also the oxygen supply gets interrupted, then also the breathing rate changes. So, somewhere you find there is a connection between all the systems of your body to be functioning in unison. I use the word unison. They have to be working harmoniously for all the functions to be performing their activities in a very judicious way, in a very well crafted way, so that your body is agile, your body is healthy, and you are alert, and you are agile in doing the activities. So somewhere all the systems, we named around 12 systems in the previous classes. So remember, recall those 12 systems and see if you can see how the entire systems are working together to have this beautiful human body structured for you all to talk, walk, smile, sleep, draw, jump, do cycling, go running, and then express, laugh, understand, and show, movements. And it depends how you want to recall, how you want to store information. Such a beautiful process and the systems in your body. So try to understand how you need to take care of these systems and organs also in your body, which you will do as a separate question answer session, and probably you'll all become critique and you will become a researcher in doing that. So the subsequent classes we will have a role reversal and do how we need to take care of these, and what happens if a person smokes, how should lungs be taken care of, why are they important, what happens if the lungs are going to be collapsed, what happens if one lung is functional, the other one is non-functional. Why is it that when you watch a movie, you always see that tobacco that is injurious to your health, it almost damages the lungs and you can't take in oxygen. If oxygen is not there, then of course you cannot survive at one point. It's a breath. Once you stop breathing, and that's the end of the life. So the breathing has to be a continuous process. So if you have some chest congestion, the cold, what happens then? If you get cold, if you catch some infection, some chest congestion, and the normal flu that you say, cold, cough, what happens then? These are some of the questions that should come to your mind, and I hope some of you will be giving me an interesting answers in the question answer session in the research period that we have. Shall we answer these questions then? Yes, till then you remember these components. Let's recall some little questions and quizzes, and then we'll continue with the types and the components of the organ system and how they perform and how we need to link it to our own activities and other systems, so that you know that all the organs are functioning well, and this is how. And later on, when you go to higher grades, you know how exactly and the complex the structures are, and how easily you will be able to frame out the chemical reactions that happen when oxygen combines with the glucose to form the energy, and then the carbon dioxide and water. So you'll be able to express that as chemical equations very beautifully and analyze also. So with this small introduction of this chunk, we go into further research and scope of then how do we understand the system better in the next class. Shall we do that in the next class?